Coach, how would you guys summarize that one?
I think it was a defensive clinic in a lot of ways. I think our guys did an unbelievable job of starting the game off the right way with intention, physicality, urgency, knowing exactly how we needed to start the game off. Our coaches did a great job of the scout. Guys locked into what their assignments were. But again, I'm just keep hanging our hat on the defensive end, which also sparked our offense, and we were able to get out on the break and get some early easy baskets.
How important was it in back-to-back games to have these kinds of performances where it's the defense leading the way and to get the result that comes with them?
Yeah, I think it's so important for us. I mean, they played last night as well, and obviously they were down bodies just the same. But the reality is for us that we've got to know that we have to keep hanging our hat on the defensive end. Whether that shot is falling or not, our guys trusted it. You can see the energy that was provided. Us being able to protect the rim, trying to keep them out of the paint, getting out to shooters, all those little things that we talked about during the scouting report, these guys followed through on.
I know a lot is always asked of Paolo. What comes with the territory of his role on the team. When he is able to have the first half that he had, I think 26 in the first half, how much does that set the tone for everything that you're doing offensively and kind of get everyone in the attacking mindset?
Well, you can see the energy behind him on the bench, you know, the high fives, him getting downhill, attacking the basket, getting to the free throw line. All those little things make a big play for our group. Their ability to see what he's doing and follow suit. And then he was ultra aggressive on both sides of the ball. And I think that's really big for us moving forward.
Since the All-Star break, he's really had this big turnaround with counting stats at least and the impact that he's made. Where do you feel like he has made the biggest shift, and how much has that influenced how this team has played over the last few games?
Yeah, I think, you know, a mindset shift in some ways. You know, talk about him guarding the team's best players, him wanting that challenge each and every single night, him being able to just continue to help us rebound the basketball, because that allows us to finish our defense out and then get on the break, which we keep talking about, those early easy baskets. He's done a tremendous job there, you know, continue to look to get early easy ones, but also help finishing off the defense each time.
How special was Jalen Suggs tonight?
No, I thought he was great. I thought his poise, I thought his demeanor, his control of the game, his communication with his teammates, recognizing where he was defensively, how he guarded guys. I think he sets the tone for us. And when he's on that ball and they're bringing their point guard up and he's hawking them, you know, 94 feet, I think it changes the game for us and how we approach the game.
You mentioned before the game how the argument yesterday maybe about how it's going to be something different every time. What does it say about Desmond's game when he comes off a 30-point game with a 9-assist game and he's helping kind of keep others involved and keep the ball moving?
You know, I say it over and over again about him. He's just a winner, and he's just going to find ways to win, whether that's having to score 30 with no threes or if he's going to rack up 9 assists because he's getting his teammates involved and getting downhill and making the right play. He just finds ways to win, and that's what he's about, and that's why, you know, he's been such a great pickup for us and this group. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Jalen, what were the main things you guys did really well tonight that led to this one?
I think the defense was amazing. I mean, that second quarter was tough. They made a lot of shots. Bobby was hot. Cam Thomas came in and got rolling. But I think other than that, we did a great job making things tough for them. We were locked in down there. We were talking our switches. Our rotations were great. And I think we came out with an intensity, especially both teams on back-to-back. I think that's the biggest outlier. And that's what we were talking about all day, that this is a will game. You know what I'm saying? Less about X's and O's, less about execution, more about who come out and play hard and maintain it, you know, throughout the course of 48. And I thought we did a good job of that.
Does it feel like you guys are starting to kind of get back to that defensive mentality that you guys know you can reach, but maybe haven't always been able to this year?
I think just our entire groove, our spirit is much better. We're talking much more. Our energy is being sustained throughout these games, which is nice. And it's not perfect, but like we're not rattling, we're not overreacting to turnovers, misses, you know, stretches where they're rolling and scoring. I think we're doing a great job staying level. And then when it's time to go on the runs, we're making them. Teams aren't going, I mean, especially these past couple, you know, guys aren't going on crazy runs, you know, against us. You know, I think we're doing a really good job of, you know, keeping it to 7, 6, and under, you know, and then doing a great job of responding to not let them get too much momentum rolling. So, yeah, I think top to bottom, everybody's doing a great job right now.
You mentioned the defense after yesterday's game coming into this being a rookie, but how important was it to see 2 games like this where, you know, the defense is leading and you kind of win by a wide margin.
We ain't had back-to-back blowouts in I don't know how long. It feels amazing to be able to come in, be efficient, empty the bench, make sure everybody gets some PT, and it just feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like, close ones are nice. They're still wins, but these feel way better. We've got a lot of practice in those close games, which has been nice, but this is another level of growth as well. Coming out and being super solid through 3 quarters, and in the 4th quarter, what I'm saying, you stay efficient. Like I said, get the bench involved, keep the vibes high, and go finish the game. So I think it's been really good for us these past 2.
What's the balance for you guys to be physical and aggressive on defense without fouling?
Yeah, that's every night. You just want to make sure that you're imposing your will. You're trying to make them uncomfortable and take them out of their rhythm, especially down the stretch. You see it in every game that you watch, and every one that we played so far is just the physicality starting to ramp up as it gets to playoff time. The style of game and the way that the games are being reffed is slowly shifting. So really just trying to adjust the mindset. Understand that, some of those small ones, the ticky-tacks, probably going to be let go, and just start to embrace that mindset of, you're not going to get many, and it's okay to, to get up and guard guys. So, I think it's been great so far. I think we're adjusting pretty well, and, we put together some really good defensive games.
Paolo had 26 of his 33 in the first half when he sets the tone with his aggressiveness, and he's able to kind of get his offense going like that. What does that do for the rest of the team?
Yeah, it's big time, man. He's just such a problem that once he's rolling and you got to start reacting to it now, it's over because he's making the right kickouts, and we did a great job in shooting it today or continuing the advantage, with quick drives, quick ball swings to hockey assists, and keeping good things out of it. So he shot the 3-ball amazing. I love when he hunts the threes. I think he's a much better shooter than he gives himself credit for from beyond the arc, especially on the catch and shoot ones, man. They're so butter. So really just trying to keep him in rhythm, keep finding easy ones for him and for everybody else. I think when we're playing in that mindset, looking for the great shot for the next man, you step into good ones yourself, and it just leads to a lot of good offense.
Coach says one of the big areas that he's kind of grown since the All-Star break is he's taken on the challenge of guarding some of the other team's better players. You guys switch a lot, so that's going to come up naturally. But as a good defender, what are you seeing from Paolo on that end and kind of taking
like I said, half of it is a mindset. You got to want to guard, and I think he's doing a great job. And actually stepping up and taking the assignments, and while we're on the court, talking out the switches early and then getting up and guarding, knowing he has help on the backside. So, like I said, when all 5 are locked in on the defensive end, with the type of length that we have and strength and the ability to switch down the line, it gets really hard any given night. You know what I'm saying? So we've had a lot of good things to build off of. A lot of good film to look back on, to hold ourselves accountable to what our standard can be. And I think, not only 5, which he has done a great job, but everybody. Dell's been amazing. Tristan's been guarding really well, especially last couple before break and coming out of it. So yeah, it's top to bottom. To be a great defensive team, all 5 got to do it, and I think we've been standing on that lately.
Good. Thank you.